I think this brewing issue that people are making unnecessary noise about, feminism, feminist this or feminist that. Look, the world has so many ideologies, and it's up to you what ideology you stick to. And if you're a man who wants to be treated like a woman, that is up to you. Who tells you these so-called feminists love and cherish women better than we do? Who tells you? And this lopsided idea that somebody is supporting domestic violence or somebody is supporting the beating of someone, to get what? To get what? To achieve what from that? I'm against the disempowerment of men. That's all. I'm against it because it's blind, it's an African, it's against our traditions as a people. How can men and women be equal? How dare you say that? Men and women are not equal. Each group has got its roles and responsibilities in society, and usurping the role of the man in a family is wrong. That's all we are saying. Why would someone advocate the beating of a woman to get what from it? And nowhere has anybody said women should be beaten. I say as much as women have rights to protection by society, so do men. That's all we are saying. And if you think you can prevent somebody from sharing this thought, then I'm sorry. God didn't create men and women equal. That is why it is the role of a woman to conceive of a baby. A woman can't make herself pregnant. It is a man that impregnates her. A man can't hold a baby in his womb because he doesn't have it. These are rules, natural rules that are given by God. You aren't the only people who think women should be protected. What have you done to protect women yourselves? Look at the woman-on-woman abuse we see in Ghana. Look at the number of cases of woman-on-woman abuses in the Republic of Ghana we see. What have you done for the protection of women we have not done? Are you more compassionate to women than we are? Are you more compassionate to children than we are? What have you done to protect women and children in the Republic of Ghana? So that is all we are saying. We are saying that men and women should be treated fairly, should be treated with all the dignity they deserve, but then it doesn't mean women should walk over men. We won't accept that. If you are a man and you will accept that in your house, then it's up to you. Not every Ghanaian will accept that. So therefore, nobody is supporting beating. Have you heard that somebody has supported beating somebody to achieve what? All we are saying is men have got roles and responsibilities. So do women. So do women. So therefore, for me, it is inconsequential when you shout on rooftops and when you hail insults with no cogent logic counter reasoning. Then you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. It is a woman's responsibility. Why does a woman not marry a man? Marry us, pay our dowry, get us accommodation, feed us, clothe us. For as long as we do all of these are responsibilities we are satisfying. You have your own responsibilities to satisfy. As a woman, won't you feel ashamed if people should come to your house, your matrimonial home, and things are in shambles? Do you expect the man to do the dishes? Or scrub the lavatory? These are natural roles. These are natural roles for women. There's nothing wrong serving your wife breakfast in bed. If you want to do it, if your wife is pregnant, you would want to help with some house chores. Fair enough. But it is not the responsibility of the man to sit aloof and be walked over by a woman. And this thing called feminism, which I think is blind feminism. Tell me, what have they done, the so-called feminists? What have they done to protect women and children in Ghana? We haven't. What have they done? The poor widows, who are those taking care of poor widows? Show me a feminist who takes care of poor widows. The orphans on the streets. Isn't it men who are taking care of them and protecting them? How dare you think you love women and children more than we do? You don't. And only insults, attacks, wasting your airtime. Look, that will not cow people from sharing what is their conviction. And my conviction is that the greatest threat to our family values as Africans is when you rob the man of his natural status as the head of the family and the final authority in the family. Fair enough, a man can be nice. Where your woman is sick, she's pregnant, she's gone to work, you want to suit yourself and grabbing something from the fridge, fair enough. The little blessing you have as a feminist, was it as a result of resistance from your mother to your father? Wasn't it because of her submissiveness, respect that she gave your father? Why do you swallow hook, line, and sinker what comes from the West? You can't force us into living a telenovela life in Ghana. Ghanaian men, we won't accept. If all the men in Ghana will accept, I won't. I reserve the right as an individual to hold beliefs that run counter to yours. I don't judge you for holding your own belief. And who says men should beat women? Where at all did anybody say that? Where at all did anybody say that? Lopsided reportage. We live in a country of the tyranny of the majority. Somebody accuses somebody, you don't give the person the chance to clear themselves. Then you take the issue to town, demonizing, soiling, sullying people's reputations. And we are saying, listen to the other side of the story. Listen to the other side of the story. Even if a man is a madman holding a stick outside, it is not everybody he flagellates. There is always the law of cause and effect. Is the effect good? Certainly not. The effect may not be good, but it doesn't mean we should lose sight of the cause. The cause is that women don't respect men. Because of some little economic freedom. Look, I have a friend. We were in uni together. He had to struggle just like all of us. We come from very modest backgrounds. But never have we heard our mothers insult our fathers. Never have we heard our mothers insult our fathers' fathers or their parents. And you tell me a woman can say whatever she wants to me and can say whatever she wants about my parents? Men are in Accra, they've struggled for 20 years to build a house. A wife says, my mother can come and stay with us. Your own mother cannot come and stay with us. What authority does she have to do that? What authority does she have to do that? We speak, you say we shouldn't speak. You can speak all you want about whatever you want to speak. That is up to you. Life is full of choices. And I'm saying, allowing women to walk over men in a way that is undue, in a way that is un-African, is wrong. I have a friend. This guy was struggling through life. He went to a training college. He became a teacher. He met this young lady. He wanted to prop her up, taking his allowance to pay for her education. If she was equal to him as a man, why didn't she take care of herself? We sit with you in rooms when even the bulb blows, you say, oh, you are scared, we should help you. You see a lizard, you are calling us to help you. And you say you can tell us whatever you want, insult our parents, insult us, and you think that is the zeitgeist, that is what is in fashion. I say it's an African, and we won't accept it. If you will, as a man, that is entirely up to you. I won't. This gentleman struggled, took you through to school, saw you through your education, married you. Then when the lady became a qualified teacher and she was posted, when she took her back pay, the lump sum, why did the man not know money when he was toiling and sweating to take care of you? Was his sweat not worth his own enjoyment? In times past, a woman would come and kneel before her husband, thank him for the support. You would even say, take your money, it's up to you, because for a woman, whatever you make is for you. Who cares about what you make? It's the man's responsibility to take care of you. Look at the toil and sweat men go through to clothe you, feed you, provide you accommodation. He comes back to his own home and you want to lord yourself over him, and you think this is African? You think this is normal? So therefore, fundamentally, we are not saying people should be abusive. Neither will we encourage women to be abusive. No, it's wrong to be abusive. But have you heard the other side of the story? On any issue, I'm not being specific, because there are issues in contention, I've gone past it. I'm not interested. Yes, I'm talking about the general humiliation of men, desire, empowerment of men and all that, thinking that women are equal to men. When nature itself has made us different, no, neither of us is superior to the other. But that doesn't mean a man is inferior to a woman. If you think you are a feminist and you have a husband you toss around, know that it's not every man that will accept that. Why? Do you feed him? So this gentleman, he took care of this lady, got married to her, they had 3 kids. And when she took her back pay, all along, he didn't know the money he was spending on her. You could have bought himself a parcel of land. She went and bought herself a parcel of land, thinking she was empowered economically. She would insult him, insult his parents, until his father said he should choose between him as his father and his wife. Things are happening and you are telling us we should keep quiet. The very fundamental values that underpin us as a people, our family values, are under threat of Western influence, and you say we should keep mum about it. All along, have you heard me talk about this issue? What interest do I have in what happens between a man and his wife? And I'm saying this is a serious threat to us as a people. And if you think you can stop me, you say I should talk about security. Did you take me to school to study security? Am I your watchman? To tell me what to talk about? Do I tell you what to talk about? You are free to discuss everything from UEFA to politics, and I should only talk about one issue? What do you mean by that? You tell me admiration, integrity, reputation, respect, image. What do I do with all of those? Mash them in a salad bowl and eat. I'm not interested in them. I have views on our family values, and I don't need to be someone who is in that area to find out that there are challenges. You find an old woman from the village. She picks her bag to come see her son. She's thrown out of his own house by his wife. There are people who have gone to offices, driving back home, they come home, their mothers have been thrown out by their wives. Your mother who breastfed you, she's crying outside. and you think it's modernity, it's normal, and we can't speak against it? Who supports violence? Show me one feminist that takes care of widows and orphans. Isn't it men? Are they more compassionate than us to vulnerable women and children? You are causing a societal disruption because nature didn't create the man and the woman to be equal. Everybody has got his role to play, and everybody has got their role and responsibility. You know, people think in Ghana, because of the tyranny of a majority idea, oh, this is what people are saying, so accept it. I'm not a conformist. If you choose to be a conformist, that is up to you. For over 30 years, I never saw my mother insult my father. And I won't accept any woman insult me. And for over 30 years, I've never seen my mother insult my father's parents. And I won't accept any woman insult my parents. People are suffering. Men are dying in silence. People suffer to amass wealth. You come in all in the name of marriage because people don't want to be engaged in debauchery and immorality. A woman comes into a man's life opportunistically for 3 years and she wants to amass his property. We are talking and you say we shouldn't talk. And if you think you don't have any cogent, logical counter-narrative, if all you can do is to insult it, I don't think you are ready for any discussion. Look, insults don't kill. I don't even get time to read them. These are my views. I'm not forcing you. I'm not foisting my views on you. They are my views. You can't force me to relinquish my views because you think the majority think in a certain way. What do I care about family values? Have you ever seen me talk about family values? I have friends and I don't throw my friends under the bus. I have friends and I don't throw my friends under the bus. Why do you think one side of a story should be heard and the other shouldn't? So for me, why would you beat a woman? For what reason? To achieve what? Nobody is advocating that somebody should go and beat a woman. Nobody. That is a figment of your imagination if you assume that. That is the figment of your imagination. If you think because you have access to a camera or a microphone, you are on top of the world, then you are mistaken. You are mistaken. It was wrong to have considered one side of the story, and we will tell you. It was wrong. We grew around people with values. Your father would consult your mother, but she wouldn't dictate to him. And some of my sisters who are so angry, and I don't understand their anger, and I keep drawing their attention. Show me a single one of these so-called loudmouths called feminists with stable marriages. You are letting them lure you into insubordination. Why? Is Nanado, His Excellency, the wisest person in the country? But he's the head of state. His words are not like yours and mine. He's a human being with all the features of a human being. But his status means that his words are final. There is anarchy. There is chaos. And you don't want us to talk about it? Look, we can be even more romantic than you. I don't have a problem. You say you open a door for a woman, fair enough. If a woman respects a man, she doesn't demand love. She doesn't demand romance and affection. It comes naturally. When you take care of a man, He does what you want. People build houses. For the woman, her relatives can come and spend weeks with no complaints. Go to some of the houses where women are raped and molested. She says she doesn't want to live with anybody. She doesn't want to see your family members. Exposing herself and exposing your little children to danger. Privacy. What do you know about privacy? We are Africans and we live in a communal way. And we won't accept it. If you go learn from, why? Do you think Abraham Lincoln, George Washington and others who built the America you are proud of today and would want to travel to, if their fathers did not respect, their mothers didn't respect their fathers, would they be that blessed? To lay the cornerstone of what is seen as the greatest country in the world today? Go read about Abraham Lincoln. Go read about the parents of these great people. Read about Martin Luther King Jr. You say a person talk about security. Do you determine what I talk about? Or am I your watchman? Look, I can talk about anything just as you are free to talk about anything. Who says go and beat women? Nobody said that. Nobody has said anywhere that go and beat women. We've dated girls that have been so abusive, we didn't beat them. A woman can be so abusive. It's like you have to smash your head against the wall. But you would be patient. But then that doesn't mean you should allow a woman to walk over you. You can go your separate ways. The things I know about the issue in question, I'm too professional to share in public. Then you'll know that the law of cause and effect is the reason things happen the way they do. But I'm too professional. So I've gone past that issue. It's a larger picture. People are saying, you are this, you don't have to talk about this. Who sets the rules for you? That in your life, you talk about this and that, don't talk about. Who told you? Do you know me? Do you determine what I read and you determine what I talk about? Do I know you? Do I care what you read and what you want to talk about? You tell me, oh, Irbad, because of your image. What image? Who cares about image? Your reputation, your credibility. Did I come beg you for reputation or credibility? Build credibility for yourself and decide to talk about one thing. And be silent about things that are posing an existential threat to our family values as a continent. Keep your reputation. Does your reputation feed me or your admiration? I don't need it. You need it more. You have views. You share your views. I have views. I share my views. And you're telling me, oh, because of this, we admire you. Keep your admiration. Keep your admiration. If your admiration means I should be gagged, I should be muzzled, I don't need it. Have I come begging you at your doorstep, oh, what I need in my life is credibility. What I need is reputation. Please grant me that. The platform where you are, tell me if I asked you to be here. Talk about, oh, let's let people unfollow Irbad. Do I run a congregation? Do I care about followership? The only important thing to me is that the words that I utter get to my ears. I'm the only person I have to convince. And the only one I'm accountable to is my God. What do I care about followers? Tell me if I asked you to be here. You came willingly. And you come and you also want to tell me what to discuss? Are you being fair? I have friends, and I don't throw my friends under the bus. If you throw your friends under the bus, you are free to do that. In Ghana, anything, reputable people, because someone said this about him or her, people go to town. There is mass demonization. Without any, they intimidate the person, taking a contrary view on an issue look like a crime. Look, if a person even commits murder, the person has right to self-defense. Why don't we say someone has committed murder, let's go and hang the person? And who has killed anybody? Nobody is advocating violence. Have you read anywhere that somebody is violent? When you hate a woman, what do you stand to gain? But that doesn't mean a woman should walk over a man. If you accept that as a man, you can become Bema Kotobonku. That is up to you. Look, your words don't shake me one bit. I'm faced. I have views. I don't need a single person here. What do I do with likes or comments? Oh, Irbat, when you look at the comments and what you say, people are, what do I care about people? Do I care about comments? I have views. And if I'm living in loneliness in a room, sharing my views, you can't tell me I should change my views because people think otherwise. Have I advocated the Holocaust? Have I called for the extermination of anybody? Have I called for people to go out with daggers and be stabbing people? All I'm saying is it's wrong for our sisters to go take some alien culture where a woman sees herself as equal to a man, when nature doesn't dictate that. And our sisters, our very lovely, innocent sisters, are buying into the idea. Look, in the past 15 years, look at the women who were at the forefront of this thing called feminism. It is unnatural for a woman to think she is the boss of herself. You need the protection of a man. Some have put away this feminist thing and gone and gotten married, and they are living happily ever after. And innocent young ladies, HND holders, diploma holders, people with a bright future, young ladies who are president and the opposition leader. Do you think if their mothers were insubordinate and unsubmissive to their fathers, they would be born blessed people like that? Who says Nanado's mother didn't disrespect her father, so it's not a point? Who says Nanado's father didn't beat his mother, so it's not a point? Nobody is advocating beating. Nobody. But we are saying everybody should be in their rightful position. And a woman is not superior to a man. This blind feminism. Everything a woman does is correct. The man, no, don't listen to him for as long as she's a woman. Uncles and brothers and cousins living in the US, a woman living in your own apartment. A woman is here, you get her a visa, you pay for a plane ticket, she comes, joins you, you are trying to make life better for her. She can call 911 because she thinks she's not comfortable with you. The police will come and escort you out of your apartment. Is that the kind of destination you want Ghana to get to? A woman goes to report a case. Listen to the other side of the story. It is unintellectual to come rain insults. You say I'm mad. You and I, who looks mad? You say I'm hungry. Do I look hungry to you? I lead a very modest life. We are telling you the truth. You don't want to hear the truth. If you think what you have are facts, stick to your facts. I have not said what I have are facts. They are my opinions. Tell me I shouldn't share an opinion. So if you live in matrimony and you are a man and you'll be Bema Kotobonko, it's up to you. Let your woman turn you into a horse and be riding you. Who cares? But I'm saying we need to do a rethink of this female empowerment thing. Because the collateral damage it is causing to families is too big and we need to tackle it. Telling me, Irbad, when you burst into the media, we did this because of your this. Who cares? Who cares? Go and learn the history of how I got involved with the press. And you will not be telling me this. When the day of saying things comes, we will say things. The fact that you have access to a microphone or a camera doesn't make you a superhuman being. It doesn't. And your views can't be sacrosanct. It's only an opinion. I have shared my opinion. I have not forced you to agree with me. And I have not even forced you to come here. You pass derogatory comments. Name calling and all that. Look, for every insult you write, you are insulting yourself because I don't even know you exist. Come with counter arguments, logical, cogent counter narratives. Then we'll be able to make progress. But if all you do is say, you are mad, everybody's confused, tell somebody to tell him, is he okay? Have you taken your drugs? Nobody has monopoly over insults. And it is civility, maturity, and decorum. Those are the principles we are sticking to. That is why we don't respond in equal measure. Someone you don't know. Someone who came following you. You are in your private space sharing your opinion. The person comes there to insult you. You follow up, you find out what the person does in their life. Whatever you do in your life is up to you. So for me, I think it's beside the point to try to say, oh, someone said you should beat a woman to achieve what? Will that put money into my pocket? Or those so-called feminists, what have you done for vulnerable women? That's the question I'm asking. How many widows have you taken care of? It is men that take care of widows. And how many orphans have these so-called feminists taken care of? It is men who take care of orphans. Who is more compassionate to a woman than a man? Trying to create a monster out of very fine people. Very, very fine people. Didn't you hear the testimony of the other people under the man's custody, under the man's care? So I've shared an opinion, and I'm telling you, your insults don't make me budge one bit. Besides, I don't even have time to read your insults. So for me, feel free If you're a young lady who has just acquired your diploma, you've acquired your first degree, you've acquired your master's degree, your PhD, congratulations to you, but be careful the voices you listen to. Be careful the voices you listen to. Those asking you to resist your husband, be careful those voices you listen to. It's not easy to be a single parent, robbing children of the opportunity you had when your mom and dad took care of you because your mom respected your father. Robbing little kids of the opportunity to be brought up by their parents. My sister, don't fall into that trap. And you think this is a fight against women? For every lady who says she's a feminist, she should come and tell us how her mother lived with her father. If her mother had lived with her father the way she's telling our sisters who are educated today to be living with us, would she have the blessing of growing under the tutelage and care of a mother and a father? Would she have acquired the position she has in life if she was raised in a vulnerable way by a single parent? So she's telling you to rob your children of the opportunity of the fatherly care they naturally deserve. Telling women, don't do this to him, he doesn't deserve this, don't wash, don't do this. Be careful the voice you listen to. It's up to you. I'm only an average Ghanaian. I have views. I've shared my views. If the best you can do is insult, and I don't think you are civilized enough to be engaged in a discussion. So far, nobody has shown me any cogent counter-narrative. All they do is insult. And if you insult, what have you done? You have done absolutely nothing. Every insult you type or say goes back to you. And very soon, your honeymoon of insults will run out. And you'll know that you don't have monopoly over insults. Very soon, your honeymoon of insults will run out. And you'll know that you don't have monopoly over insults. We have personal stories to share. But then I'm too professional to come out and do name calling. Oh, this person's wife, you have done this, you have done that. This person's wife, I'm too professional to do that. It's only a view. My view is that we are disempowering the man as the head of the family. And it's a threat to our family values as Africans. And all you can do is grab a smartphone and type whatever you want. Tell me if I came soliciting your presence here. I didn't. I don't dictate to you what you write. I don't even go there. Then you come and tell me reputation this, image that. You are telling me about my future. Do you know your future? Do you know your own future? Do you know what will happen to you or to me in the next minute? Do you dictate the future? We are living in an intolerant country that is propping up the tyranny of the majority. On Gitmo 2, the majority said, I was wrong, I was this, people said that. I said, getting those Gitmo 2 here will not cause an attack from militants. Years down the line, who is right? Because the majority says this, if you swim against the tide, it means it's an aberration. So that is it. I have spoken. I've shared very modest views. I'm not forcing anybody to accept my views. And if the only way you can share your views is insult, then good luck.